Alrighty, I've got the title wrong because I wrote this last night. I said GPT-5 on the horizon, and they had their announcement this morning. What's everyone heard about it?
Bro, apparently Sam Altman keeps telling me it's
Stars coming.
this is it, the singularity. I only just found out what that was, but this is it.
Yeah, and also, who can make the most awkward conference? I think that's what we're going for here. Who can be the most awkward on stage?
Yep.
Tech bros love doing it, and they're really making us all proud.
I just want to, guys, who am I? Sam Altman.
I used it for script writing this morning to test against stuff that I'd previously done. It seemed better at insertion, so I asked it to go through 5 sections. Shut up.
Sorry.
I'm trying to talk here, mate. Can you not? Talking about robots here, mate. It's computers. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Can someone leave the child at home?
Kick him out. How do you kick him out of these things?
We're trying to do work here.
So I asked it to go through the script that it had written and insert things, sorry, Zach, into certain sections. And it was much better at doing that with persistence and figuring out where things should go. So that was useful. Otherwise, didn't notice too many changes other than by it selecting the models itself. It was better because it was obviously using a faster model where I just always left it on 4 and I never used a fast one. So it was using fast ones and then flipping to the more advanced ones when it needed to, which was cool.
Yeah, it was sick because I was able to essentially, a big part of creating content for my stuff anyway, I guess that's the only reference I really have other than Clipflow stuff, but finding B-roll and finding archival stuff and all that kind of stuff can be such a pain in the butt. And so having GPT-5 with Agent, which seems to be working pretty good, go through and validate all of the videos for me was sick.
So how did you do that? Did you give it your channel and then say, go and analyze every video in my channel and tell me where to find B-roll?
No, I haven't done that. No. What I did was I just gave it my script and said, work out all the keywords that I need to show in the script and go find videos. And I said, keep it archival. And if it's not archival footage, I want the person's name so I can credit them. Okay. So that saved me, man. That honestly used to take me a couple hours on a weekend just to try and find worthy stuff. Now I just got a list back of 20 and it looks pretty sick. Really cool. And just send it to the editor. So if you're an editor watching this, do that. It will save you a lot of time. It means you can focus on actually finding good stuff. And that's where I've seen it be sick. And then like Daryl was saying, in the script writing process, I often just like to do voice to text, super quick to write a script. When I used to give, and I think you mentioned this, Daryl, when I used to give feedback like, hey, this kind of sucks, can we change this section? It would change everything. I'm like, bro, I wanted to keep context exactly the same. So I have seen some sick stuff, but for it to be a full, and Ken, you mentioned this before, but for it to be a full version release felt like a bit of an overblown thing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but maybe
we're way too treated. Yeah, we're way too treated to how good these things are. But they jam it up way too much. They really ham it up. This is going to change the world, and it's it's marginally better. But it was already changing the world, so they're correct. It is going to change the world.
It is, yeah.
Everything impacts the world. The butterfly wing in the Amazon caused the tidal wave in Japan. That's a thing that happens. Yeah. Everything changes everything, but they just play it up too much because it's got too much on the line to not hype it up.
Yeah, well, if you're worth $500 billion,
you kind of match it
with none revenue.
Yeah, none revenue, none profit. Yeah,
I think I saw numbers last night talking about the AI hype bubble, and it was 800 billion invested and a total of 150 billion revenue. And it's
wow.
How is that sustained? How are people still pouring money into this thing? And that's across every company ever. I don't know what the exact.
I think it's the same thing though as these other companies that people said the same. Where it's just the bleeding money, and then all of a sudden they become this profit machine. And you're going to see this with these companies because everyone's going to use it in some capacity, and then people are going to pay for pro. The spooling of this, getting it up is hectic, right? Just the hardware and all that.
Yeah, the equivalent of the internet, except
and then the models are going to get smaller,
and
they're going to get faster and cheaper to run, and you're going to have this power plant freaking behind you, and you're going to be like, yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
we figured out how to do this in way easier. We don't need to store all that context. We can just be smart about it. And that's what's
Yeah,
going to
but see,
happen.
I think the problem with that is that the financial model doesn't make sense, because if your total addressable market is the entire world is going to buy this product, by the time you start getting towards that point, the other people will come up and challenge you, and
They
will
won't
take some
have
of
the
market.
infrastructure, because the business, this business is not so much about the technology, it's more about the infrastructure. These are infrastructure plays. You see them, they're building they're building power plants, they're building data centers. That's what the play is. It's not so like, yes, people will come up and make models, cool, but where are you going to run it, brother?
Yeah.
I got
So you just go back to the source. Hey.
yeah, and I can run it cheaper.
The data monopoly, the processor power monopoly.
Yeah, I can run it cheaper than you, so I'm cheaper. So then you're going to use me, but I'm just as good. Oh, I'm better. So then, like, it's like I'm cheaper, I'm better, I'm faster. Good night. You just can't enter. Like, would you enter? Would anyone like say, I'm going to go and enter this race? No one wants to enter this race.
Crazy, dude. But yeah, I mean, look, hopefully it just means that writing scripts doesn't suck as much anymore, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to change too much.